Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Aries. Please keep in mind this is a general reading and it's also timeless. So this may be in relation to events that's already taken place in your past, things that are currently playing out in your environment, or things that may come up in the near future or even further beyond. However, I do feel you'll receive this message at the time when you need to hear it. Now, with regards to your reading, I'll be pulling one card from each of the three oracle decks here. So we'll start first off with the Dark Mirror, we'll then move over to the Angelarium, and then we'll get a card from the Moonology. In terms of the tarot spread, we will pull some cards using the Beautiful Creatures 2nd edition deck. Okay, so Aries, let's take a look and see what the shadow aspect is revealing for you. Now, just while I'm shuffling, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings goes up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading with myself, you can find the information in the description box below. So, into your reading, Aries. The card you have from the Dark Mirror deck is this me? Right? Is this me? So I feel like you've had this card appear several times in your shadow work readings over the past year, to be honest with you, Aries. So I feel like you've been going through a very lengthy transformation. I feel like this isn't done yet, okay? Regardless of whatever's been shifting around in your environment, and you may have felt like, okay, you've kind of reached a plateau with it all. That's not the case, okay? You're still shifting, you're still evolving, you're still changing. I feel like your old shell is getting too tight and it's about to come off, but you're like desperately clinging on for some reason. You've been very reluctant throughout this whole particular growth process, to be honest with you, Aries, and I think it's because it's been very uncomfortable. There's been a lot of things happening in your life that's been particularly uncomfortable. So of course that doesn't make you feel like changing it is necessarily a good thing at this time, because you know, with that comes discomfort, comes newness, the unknown, etc. However, it is serving you for your highest good, so it's better to work with it rather than against it. Now let's see what the Angelarium deck has to say, what advice we can get from the divine, what synchronistic messages and symbols may appear for you in the form of signs. Okay, you actually got two cards from here, which is interesting. So I'm going to take them both, completely opposite energies. So I feel like this is really ultimately based upon your decisions, okay? How you choose to conduct yourself at this time and what you give over to. So the first card that came out for you is Shatiel, Angel of Silence. Okay. So, and then the second card you got is Simikel, Angel of Vengeance. So as you can see here, two very distinct and very different energies, right? Shatiel is not about, you know, Shatiel is way more passive energy, and it's about, you know, being in that state of knowing but not expressing, finding moments of solitude, peace, inner peace, right? In those moments of stillness, quietness, being remote, okay? So maybe for some of you, you may be in lockdown right now, okay? Because I know some countries have gone into a second lockdown already. So you may be in a location where there is another lockdown and you're feeling like you finally have those times, those moments where you can really just enjoy the serenity and calm of being alone in your environment, right? For those of you who are self-isolating alone, for those of you who aren't, I feel like whenever you do find a moment of, you know, quiet, peace and quiet with very little interaction with others or people around, you know, it really brings a sense of clarity and calm to your situation, but also to your mind, right? So that's what I'm getting here, which is what kind of has been keeping you a little bit in a hermetic state, right? Being very much in, you know, your own environment, alone, detached from the world, doing a lot of inner processing, right? However, with this energy, I feel like there's still resentment, there's still anger that you're holding to from a past situation, but also, you know, you're reluctant, as I said, to release your old identity, even though there's discomfort and growth with, you know, the forming of your new identity. There is also elevation, ascension, and peace that can come from being in a higher vibration, okay? It's a sense of calm that you would not otherwise experience without elevating to that point, right? So that's what you're being offered. That's the opportunity you have by going through this growth process. But ultimately, it will depend on how you view it, right? Whether or not you're going to see it as something for your highest good or something that's causing you pain. So perception is very, very key. So let's go to the booklet now, and just to see what the signs are for this energy in case it does come up in your environment. Because that's the thing, to be honest with you, Aries. I feel like, you know, you are at a point now, you've evolved at a point now where you can let whatever resentment you have from past events go, okay? Ultimately, you're choosing to cling on to them because you feel like, you know, there needs to be some kind of penance paid for whatever this was, or whoever did you wrong in some shape or form in the past, right? You're still holding them accountable, and you want to see them being held accountable for their actions by the divine, by, you know, karmic consequence, just through karmic consequence, right? So that's what I'm getting. But if you overstep that, if you get too obsessed with the idea of them suffering and paying for what you did, for what they did to you, wanting to see them suffer, that's going to bring about some very ugly karma your way as well. You know, it's such a low vibration, and it's the opposite of love, you know. So it's obviously not going to bring you any abundance. It's only going to bring you misery and, you know, just bring you into that darker vibration, which is not what you want to be in. So you have to be mindful of that, okay? And it even says, like, what I love about this section on Simikale's energy is it even says, like, as the last line of the summary, Simikale knows not forgiveness. And that's exactly it. Like, if you go down that route, there's no going back, pretty much, right? And if you evoke those kinds of energies into your life, you know, you're going to be on the receiving end of that also. Now, the signs for that energy is a sword, a thorny branch, and pierced skin, okay? It's sword, a thorny branch, and pierced skin. So any of those signs could be significant in your environment at the time that you're receiving this. For Chatiel, for her energy, I say her because she's a feminine type angel here. So let's see. Okay, here she is. So with this energy, the signs are a feather, a chair, a person kneeling, okay? A feather, a person kneeling, a chair. So any of those things could hold significance for you at this time. There may be a message that comes through from the divine in some shape or form. If something grabs your attention relating to any of those signs, do pay close attention to what the message could be there, right? Because that can be communicated in a number of ways. Through a song, something you see written somewhere, a message that comes through, you know, whatever. It can play out many ways, so just be aware of that. So now, actually, yeah, let's go over to the Moonology and see what other additional guidance we can get from the Mother Moon at this time. What can help Aries move forward? So you have the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So that's significant, right? It's saying, listen, like, you're about to break out of your shell, you know. The old version of you is about to be shattered. It doesn't exist anymore, pretty much. It's fading out of existence. So you have to accept it, you know, that you are not the person you once were. You have evolved into someone completely different, okay? And once you accept that, once you stop, you know, fighting it and accepting and embracing who you are now, that's when you're going to unlock some very powerful gifts, as well as, you know, tap into your potential. So it's not something to be fearful of, Aries. You know, if there's anything I can tell you at this time, it's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to this. Yes, it's not easy. Yes, it can be difficult or even painful at points, but it is necessary, and it is going to serve you in the long run. So why fight against it anymore? Because you've been having this struggle for some time. For the Aries I'm picking up on, you've been having this struggle for some time now. So it's time to release it, okay? Because it's not going to bring you what it is that you want otherwise. You know, if you keep resisting and harboring onto past pain, right? Okay, so the first card you have from Tarot is the Page of Wands. I associate this very much with your energy, Aries. This is the card of an entrepreneur. This is the card of someone who is a go-getter, who speaks on the behalf of an authoritative figure, a king, you know, someone in a position of authority. This is someone who communicates, right? So with the Page of Wands, you know, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, I feel like it's a case of you are getting the message, right? Slowly but surely, you are going to get the message from the universe that yes, it is time to move forward and to fully embrace, embody who you are now, okay? Because you are meant to go out there and make certain things happen in the universe, in the world, okay? It all has an impact. So yes, embrace who you are now, you know. And I feel like with the Strength card in reverse, this is Leo energy, you are struggling with that a lot. As I said, you've been struggling with that for some time. However, you do have what it takes to overcome these feelings of betrayal, shame, anger, resentment, fear, confusion, apathy, nihilism, right? Whatever it is going on with you, you know, that's making you want to seek revenge or vengeance, you know, wanting to have some karmic resolve to a very toxic situation. But I feel like the situation is already past you. You've been doing a lot of healing. So the message here is to continue on that. And the best thing you can do right now is really throw yourself into shadow work, because otherwise, you know, you're still going to keep playing out this same cycle, you know, of resisting these changes and just making everything way more painful and difficult than it needs to be, right? You're just drawing the process out pretty much. Next card you have is the Eight of Swords, air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is you being stuck in your head, feeling like there's no escape, that things are not moving forward, but they are, okay? There are significant changes coming in. Sorry about that, Aries. So yeah, this is what I was saying, right? So things are shifting. It's just, it doesn't necessarily feel that way in this moment, right? But that is changing. Next card you have is the Nine of Wands, okay? More fire energy, your energy. So I feel like with this, Aries, it's a case of, you know, you've been standing very defiantly, right? May I say. I know this has a very different connotation with this imagery here, but I really feel like you've been standing defiantly against who you know, defending who you were, right? To the point where it's like, you know, you're like in this live or die mentality, you know, fight or flight mentality when it comes to releasing your old identity, your old ego, and allowing the new to fully take form, right? So it's kind of like you're trying to be a martyr for yourself. It's really weird. And it's like no one's attacking you, no one's coming up against you. It's just you have to let go of who you were because you're becoming something more. But you're like viewing it in a whole different, you know, perspective, for a different perspective. You're seeing it as, you know, no one can change me. I am who I am, and, you know, I will die before I become something else. And it's like, yeah, but you're just becoming more of yourself. So anyway. And next card you have is the Queen of Cups in reverse. That's Cancer's energy, as you can see. So you could be dealing with a Cancerian or have it in your chart. It's the only clear sign that's come up first, other than, you know, Leo energy here. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a case of you're still not emotionally healed when it comes to whatever is attached to Simikel's energy, right? Whatever this is, you are not healed from it, okay? We can see that here. You are not healed from it. With that Queen of Cups in reverse, Yeah, that's someone who's in serious need of healing, because there is so much emotional outpour over this that I feel like there's a lot of negative emotions like anger, resentment, hatred, pain, upset, betrayal, despair. It's like all of the deeper and darker emotions. And that's why you're kind of losing to your shadow right now. You're just kind of sinking into the depths of your own being in terms of your own shadow. But that's why you're being brought up for air by the divine to help you see where you can change this, and that actually all you need to do is stop resisting. That's literally it. Surrender to the process. And then finally, the last card you have is the Ten of Cups in reverse. So this is, wish fulfillment personified, happy ever after, right? But it's saying right now, you're not at that point, but because there is a lot that needs to be alchemized first, especially when it comes to those deep emotions you're still harboring. You're not really dealing with it in the healthiest way right now. So you have to confront that head on, come to terms with what happened, forgive yourself, forgive whoever is involved, and release it. Otherwise, you keep yourself energetically imprisoned to the situation. Okay, so that's my advice there, but ultimately it's up to you. It's your life, Aries. I can't tell you what to do, and I don't know the circumstances. However, that's my advice if you want to free yourself from that. So I really hope this does help. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget the notifications bell. And yeah, honestly, I really don't want to keep doing these kinds of readings for you, Aries, so I really hope that you do pay close attention to the signs that are coming in from the universe, because you can't resist this any longer, right? You're just creating a bit of a mess for yourself, really, in terms of your mental, emotional, and physical state, right? You're just going to be putting yourself under a lot of pressure, stress, and strife needlessly. So just let it go, okay? Let it go where you can. But for now, sending you guys lots of love and support, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.